Hi, everybody. It is Holy Week. And truth in advertising, it's the holiest week of the Christian year. It's also, in a lot of ways, the busiest week of the Christian year. It's a long week with church services almost every day that leave even people who love church feeling kind of exhausted at the end. On Palm Sunday and Easter, we focus on the joy. We sing uplifting hymns, we hear hopeful sermons, we smile and wave to each other. We dress up, we talk about grace and blessings and gratitude. But when many of you leave on Sunday, you step into a completely different world. A world that isn't clean and smiling, a world that isn't full of friends and hope. When you step into that world, it's easy to forget that that world exists in the stories of Holy Week, too. Stories of betrayal, pride, hunger, both literal and metaphorical, and hypocrisy. We don't talk about those things very much as a church, and that's too bad because most Christians are really good at doing Sundays. We do the joy and hope and gratitude really well. But we're not always as good at acknowledging what comes between the Sundays. If you come to Holy Week services between the Sundays, what you'll find is a faith that knows what the world is like. And more than that, you'll find a God who knows what your life is really like. To me, the most meaningful part of Holy Week is not the waving of triumphal palms on one Sunday morning or the lilies, hymns, and awesome hats on the next Sunday morning. It's what happens in between. It's Jesus standing up for a woman that others think is worthless. It's him sharing a meal with the people he loves the most. It's Jesus washing the feet of the disciples and showing that the mark of a true leader is whether they can serve others. It's Jesus loving those disciples, even though he knew that at best they would abandon him and at worst they would betray him. And it's Jesus in the garden, alone, heartbroken, and struggling between what he wants to do and what he knows he has to do. And then Good Friday, it continues. The world turns against Jesus. And the same people who cheered his entry into Jerusalem call for his death. He suffers. He calls out to a God who doesn't answer, at least not right away. He doubts. He feels pain, loss, and grief. And in the end, he loses the mortal life that he's known for the last 30 some years. Working with youth, I get a lot of questions about whether God gets mad when we do something wrong or whether he's going to punish us for our mistakes. When they ask these questions, I don't point to the Christ of Palm Sunday riding triumphant into Jerusalem or the risen Christ of Easter who conquers even death. I point to the Christ of Holy Week. I sometimes worry that we are forgetting the lessons of Holy Week. I wonder if we're losing that time we once took to sit with Christ in his humanity because we're just too busy. And I wonder if when we lose that time with Christ, will we maybe lose our ability to sit with others in their time of struggle or sit with ourselves in our own struggles? So this year, I really want to encourage you to observe Holy Week. In the words of Pope Francis, Holy Week is a privileged time when we're called to draw near to Jesus. It's a privilege that we have as Christians to have this week and this church who is committed to doing something every day during Holy Week. It's a privilege to be able to take a little time every day to focus on Jesus' life and ministry. It's a privilege to be able to have the resources to do that at home, even if we can't do it in person. All of this that comes between the Sundays is a privilege. And I encourage you to take full advantage of it, because I promise that it will be worthwhile and it will be a blessing to your life. Thank you.